What if I told you the reason you're not rich yet has nothing to do with your income, your job, or even your education? It has everything to do with 6 hidden habits, common, destructive behaviors that silently sabotage your wealth every single day. And the worst part? Most people don't even know they're doing it. Robert Kiyosaki once said, "Your habits are either making you rich or keeping you broke." And after decades of studying how money actually works, not what schools teach, you start to see the pattern. Rich people play the money game differently. They build assets, use debt strategically, and think in decades. Poor and middle-class people, they stay stuck in a loop, working harder, earning more, and losing it all just as fast. Today, I'm breaking down the 6 wealth-destroying habits that are keeping most people financially stuck and showing you exactly how to replace them with millionaire mindsets. These habits are sneaky. They look normal. They feel responsible. But they're the real reason most people will never escape the rat race. So, if you're serious about building real wealth, creating financial freedom, and escaping the paycheck-to-paycheck trap for good, this is your wake-up call. Watch closely, because once you see these patterns, you can't unsee them. And once you replace them, you're on the path to real freedom. Let's dive in. Habit number 1. Spending everything you earn. Living paycheck to paycheck isn't a money problem, it's a habit problem. Most people believe if they could just earn a little more, they'd finally get ahead. But the truth? They don't need a raise. They need a reset. Every time a person's income increases, so do their expenses. A better job leads to a better car. A promotion leads to a bigger house. The moment more money comes in, it gets swallowed by lifestyle inflation. The fancy dinners, the new gadgets, the endless subscriptions, all disguised as deserved rewards for hard work. But what they really are is financial quicksand, sinking you deeper into dependence on that next paycheck. The rich don't operate like this. They don't spend more just because they can. They don't see money as something to burn. They see it as a seed, a tool, a soldier, and their money is put to work, not wasted on things that lose value the moment you swipe the card. Instead of asking, "What can I buy?" they ask, "What can I build?" Robert Kiyosaki's rich dad drilled this truth. Pay yourself first. Before the bills, before the shopping, before the fun, take a portion of what you earn and invest it. Not when it's convenient. Not someday. Now, even if it's just 5%, that habit compounds. That's the beginning of wealth. Most people don't realize they're stuck in a loop. Work, earn, spend, repeat. They confuse income with success. But real wealth isn't what you make. It's what you keep, what you grow, what keeps working even when you're not. The first step to breaking free isn't earning more. It's spending with intention. It's looking at every dollar as leverage, not a license to consume. If you want to stop being broke, stop spending like you're rich, and start behaving like you're building something that lasts. Habit number 2. Thinking your house or car is an investment. One of the most dangerous myths people believe is that their home or car is an investment. It sounds smart, it feels responsible, but it's wrong. Robert Kiyosaki said it best. If it doesn't put money in your pocket, it's not an asset. It's a liability. Yet, millions of people live under the illusion that their mortgage and car loan are building wealth. What they're really building is a stack of monthly bills and financial stress disguised as success. Your personal home costs you money. Mortgage payments, property taxes, maintenance, insurance, all draining your cash flow. It might appreciate in value over time, sure, but until it generates passive income, it's not an asset. It's just a place to live. A car? Even worse. It starts losing value the moment you drive it off the lot, and every month you're pouring money into gas, repairs, insurance, and depreciation. The rich don't confuse liabilities for assets. They buy properties that generate rent, not just look pretty on a street. They drive vehicles that serve a purpose, not vehicles that serve their ego. And they never let emotion dictate a purchase they call an investment. True assets pay you every month, whether you're working or not. Rental properties, dividend-paying stocks, businesses, royalties. These are the things the wealthy focus on, not the shiny house on the hill or the luxury car in the garage. This is Rich Dad 101. Assets make you richer. Liabilities make you work harder just to stay afloat. Most people stretch their finances to buy things that look like wealth. The rich stretch their minds to acquire things that create wealth. If you want to change your financial reality, stop chasing status symbols and start acquiring cash flow. Don't fall for the lie that your dream home is making you rich. If it's taking money out of your pocket every month, it's not building wealth, it's blocking it. Habit number 3. Being afraid to invest. Fear is the invisible chain that keeps people stuck in financial mediocrity. Most aren't even aware of how much it controls their decisions. They avoid investing not because they've studied the markets or understand the risks, but because they're scared. Scared of losing money. Scared of making the wrong choice. Scared of looking stupid. So instead, they do what feels safe. They save. They hoard. They let their money sit idle in a bank account, slowly being eaten alive by inflation. And they call it being smart. But here's the truth. Not investing is the riskiest move of all. Inflation doesn't care about your feelings. Prices go up whether your money grows or not. Every year you wait, your dollars buy less. That's guaranteed loss. The people who stay poor aren't dumb. They're just paralyzed. They'd rather lose money slowly than face the discomfort of learning how to make it grow. Robert Kiyosaki made it clear. Your money needs a job. It shouldn't be lounging around in a savings account. It should be working harder than you. Every dollar you earn is a little employee. The question is, are you putting them to work or letting them stay unemployed? The rich understand that investing isn't about gambling. It's about education, strategy, and time. It's about letting compound interest do what no job can. It's about building streams of income that flow whether you show up or not. That's freedom. That's leverage. The people who get ahead aren't the ones who avoid risk. They're the ones who manage it. They learn, they start small, they get better, and over time they build wealth while others build excuses. If you're afraid to invest, that's okay. Start anyway, because the only thing scarier than taking a risk is never taking one at all. Habit number 4. Relying on a single source of income. Most people grow up believing that the goal is a steady job with a steady paycheck. Go to school, get a degree, land a secure position, and work until retirement. Sounds safe, right? It's not. Relying on a single source of income, one job, one paycheck, one stream, isn't security. It's financial suicide in slow motion. Robert Kiyosaki teaches that true wealth is built through multiple streams of income. Why? Because life happens. Economies shift. Companies downsize. Industries collapse. One unexpected event, and your only source of income is gone. And with it, your entire financial stability. That's not control, that's vulnerability. The rich understand this deeply. They never depend on just one flow of money. They create businesses that generate cash even when they sleep. They invest in real estate, dividends, intellectual property, and opportunities that continue to produce income regardless of their daily efforts. If one income stream dries up, 5 others are still flowing. That's real security. The poor and middle class, on the other hand, often fall into the trap of employment dependence. They trade time for money and hope it never stops. But hope isn't a strategy. When the paycheck is the only thing keeping the lights on, you're always one crisis away from collapse. You can't build freedom if you're always on the edge of survival. Multiple streams aren't just for the wealthy. You can start small. A side hustle, a freelance gig, a digital product, a small investment. What matters is not the size, but the system. The more you build, the more resilient you become. The job you have today might be great, but ask yourself, what happens if it disappears tomorrow? If the answer scares you, it's time to diversify. Because in the world of wealth, having only one income stream is like standing on one leg in a storm. Eventually, you fall. Habit number 5. Avoiding financial education. Most people believe that because they went to school, they understand money. They assume their degree or their job title somehow qualifies them to manage wealth. But formal education teaches you how to earn a living. It doesn't teach you how to build wealth. It doesn't explain how to generate cash flow, how taxes really work, how to use good debt as leverage, or how to protect and grow your money over time. And that's where the problem begins. Robert Kiyosaki has said it over and over again. The rich are not just investors, they're students. They study money the way athletes study the game. They don't rely on a diploma to carry them through life. They read books, they attend seminars, they ask questions, they surround themselves with people who know more than they do. Because they understand that the rules of money are not taught in the classroom. They're learned in the real world, often the hard way. The poor and middle class often stop learning once they graduate. They put financial growth on autopilot, trusting a job and a savings account to deliver long-term security. But the financial world moves fast. Inflation, taxes, markets, and opportunities are constantly changing. If you're not actively educating yourself, you're falling behind. Avoiding financial education is one of the most expensive decisions you can make. What you don't know will cost you, whether it's paying too much in taxes, falling for bad advice, or missing out on the kinds of opportunities that the wealthy use to multiply their income. There's no excuse anymore. Information is everywhere. Podcasts, books, YouTube, mentors, courses, it's all available. The difference is who uses it. If you're serious about changing your financial future, then your education can't stop at graduation. It has to become a daily habit. Because in today's world, ignorance isn't just expensive. It's a decision. And wealth? That's built by people who choose to keep learning. Habit number 6. Blaming others for your situation. One of the most destructive habits that keeps people poor is the habit of blame. It's always someone else's fault. The government, the economy, their employer, their parents, the system. Blame becomes a shield, a way to avoid the hard truth. You're responsible for where you are, and until you own that truth, nothing will change. Robert Kiyosaki said it best. Excuses are expensive. Every time you say, "I can't get ahead because of," you hand over your power. You give up control of your future and wait for someone else to fix it. But here's the reality. The economy doesn't care about your excuses. The world keeps moving, and the only people who get ahead are the ones who stop pointing fingers and start taking action. Rich people don't waste time blaming others. They don't sit around waiting for perfect conditions. They adapt. They adjust. They find a way. When something goes wrong, they ask, "What can I learn? What can I do differently next time?" That mindset of taking ownership even when it's uncomfortable is the foundation of wealth. Most people don't fail because they lack opportunity. They fail because they refuse to take responsibility. They wait for someone to rescue them instead of rescuing themselves. But you can't build wealth from a place of victimhood. You build it by getting brutally honest with yourself, accepting where you are, and making the decision to change it. You don't need perfect parents, perfect timing, or a perfect system to become rich. You need accountability. You need the mindset that says, even if it's not my fault, it's still my responsibility. Because when you take full ownership of your financial life, you take back the power to transform it. Blame is easy. Responsibility is powerful. One keeps you stuck. The other sets you free. The choice is yours. Now that you've seen the 6 habits keeping most people broke, the question is, which ones are holding you back? Are you spending everything you earn? Calling your car an investment? Waiting for the perfect time to start investing? Maybe you're still relying on one paycheck, ignoring financial education, or pointing fingers at everyone but yourself. Here's the truth. These habits aren't just mistakes, they're anchors. They weigh you down, keep you stuck, and make sure you never reach the level of wealth you're capable of. But the good news? Habits can be changed. Patterns can be broken. And your future can be completely rewritten starting right now. So let me ask you this. Which habit are you going to eliminate starting today? Drop it in the comments and type this out. I choose wealth over excuses. I'll be hearting every single one because that's the kind of mindset that separates the broke from the free. And if this video hit you in the gut, if it opened your eyes, then don't let it stop here. Like this video, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell so you never miss the strategies that schools never taught and the media will never promote. This is where real financial freedom starts. We've got much more coming. Deep dives on how to build cash flow, use good debt, create multiple income streams, and escape the rat race for good. Remember, the rich aren't special. They're just trained differently. And now, so are you.